What up, Sims? Welcome to the video. Today we are going to be talking about Accel World, an action, game, sci-fi, romance, school, borderline, ecchi. We'll get into why it's just borderline and not just full ecchi. Light novel written by Reiki Kawahara and released in 2009. It has a manga adaptation that was also released in 2009 and that ran up to 2017, as well as an anime adaptation, which we will be focusing on for the purpose of this video, that was released in 2012, animated by Sunrise Studio, now known as Bandai Namco. Bandai Namco also animated big names like City Hunter, Gintama Inuyasha, Mobile Suit Gundam, and Code Geass. Now, the story of Accel World follows Arita Haruyuki, who's this 13 to 14-year-old, short, chubby, weak, and vulnerable shonen. Now, considering those characteristics, you may think that, that's kind of cliche. He could easily be the target of bullying, right? And yeah, he is the target of a lot of bullying at his school. And because of this, he likes to play games and get lost in the virtual world of games. And in Accel World, they can actually do that in a way because there's this device called the Neurolinker, which is this collar-like device that can connect wirelessly to the user's brain, to their brain waves. I'm just gonna say brain. So the Neurolinker is this device that just replaces every technological device that we know, like computers, phones, tablets. In Accel World, everybody wears a Neurolinker. Just everybody, normally. But everybody wears this Neurolinker, and everybody carries out tasks that they would normally carry out with a normal computer or phone or tablet, or even banking. A lot of activities that you would carry out on a network, all of that is done through the Neurolinker. So it just sends data directly to your brain. You can communicate with people kind of telepathically, thanks to the Neurolinker. So it's not actually telepathy, but anyway. So that's what the Neurolinker does. So you can connect to a global network, or you can connect to a private network. It's like the internet, like a private network, like the school's network, for example. And you can even create avatars. Like in certain applications, you can create like some preset avatars that you can use to interact with others in the virtual world. So it's more like an augmented reality, because it takes a virtual reality and brings it to the normal world. Instead of like you going into that world, it brings it to you. Because the way they show it in the anime, like let's say people want to want to view files or share files, like it's displayed as a window in front of them that they are seeing actually in their head. It's not actually in front of them, but it's displayed as a window in front of them, and they can touch, they can swipe, they can type. But to me, I think that, let's say this technology was real, right? We wouldn't see anything in front of us, because that doesn't make sense. It's not like it's a hologram, right? In Accel World, it's not a hologram, it's in the head. So I think it's just pictured that way in the anime, so we can understand what's going on. Because normally, if the Neurolinker is sending data directly to the brain, then it means that we can just do everything using our thoughts, right? We want to send somebody $1,000, whatever. We can just do that with our thoughts. We don't have to click anything, because there's nothing actually to click on in front of us. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Neurolinker is actually sending a hologram in front of them that only the person who's wearing that specific Neurolinker can see. I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, but it would be kind of risky, like to just do some things with thoughts alone, because let's say instead of thinking 1,000, I think 10,000. Okay, let's not get too deep into that. So yeah, it's important to remember what I said earlier, that they can have preset avatars. That's important. Yeah, so I want to talk about something before moving on with the story of Accel World. SEO. Reiki Kawahara, the author of Accel World, is also the author of SEO. And in SEO, there's a nerve gear, right, that allows someone to full dive into a game. Yeah, and they got fucking trapped into. Okay. Yeah, it allows a user to full dive into a game. So the neurolinker is actually an advanced model, an advanced version, very, very advanced version of the nerve gear. But that doesn't mean that the world of SEO is connected to the world of Accel World. The nerve gear is present in SEO and also in Accel World, but it doesn't mean that they are connected. The author hasn't explicitly said that they are connected. I think I'm not sure. I've seen that online, but I'm not sure. I think he said that the two stories happen in different universes. But like, yeah, so it just because the nerve gear was present in Accel World like 20 plus years before Accel World. So Accel World happens in 2046, the story that we know. And the nerve gear was present like in around 2020 in Accel World. So yeah, it doesn't mean that the entire world of SEO, the events of SEO were present 20 plus years ago as well in Accel World. All right, it's just the nerve gear that was there. So it's just that element of SEO that's also present in Accel World. That's the only connection, but also the general technology of the neurolinker is the foundation for the technology of the neurolinker is definitely the same as the foundation for the technology of the nerve gear. So I would expect, I don't know, the STL technology, soul translator, light cube cluster, all of these things to be present in Accel World as well. Since the foundation for the technology is the same. But yeah, I definitely want to see a lot of stories like Accel World branch off of this concept of soul translators technology that we got to see in SEO. I do want to see that, like the Nasuverse, the Fate universe. I do want to see all this light cube cluster thing, STL technology thing, like be exploited and give rise to a lot of different stories, in different timelines, future timelines, past timelines, parallel universes, like just branch off like a bunch of stories with that as the foundation. I'd love to see that. And yeah, when it comes to Accel World and SEO, are they connected? That's kind of a debate. People are gonna debate about it, argue about it. They're gonna say Accel World happens in the future or whatever, or maybe it's a parallel world, maybe it's just a different universe. It doesn't matter. It's just we know it's connected in the sense that it's the same author. The nerve gear is present in both, and we can stop there for now. And if you want to speculate, you can speculate. Let's get back to the story of Accel World. So yeah, one fateful day, Kuroiki Hime, the president of the vice president of a student council, the prettiest girl in the school, right, coveted by a lot of boys, seeks out Arita Haruyuki, our MC, right, and incites him to install this application called Brainburst, which is an application that she tells him will just change his life, will shatter his current reality. And because he was bullied, he's not scared. Arita is not scared of the virtual world. So when this application is offered to him, when Kuroyuki Hime tells him, yeah, this is gonna change the world, bro, install it. He just installs it. No hesitation at all, right? And Brainburst gets installed. And this is the beginning of Arita Haruyuki's adventure. He finds himself in this completely new world, completely new augmented reality or virtual world, where he has a new avatar, not the preset avatar that he normally uses in the global network or schools network or whatever. In this new world, where people who use this application, the Brainburst application, are called burst linkers, right? And the burst linkers are supposed to fight each other to win points, or lose points. And they definitely don't want to lose points, because those points can be used IRL to accelerate their consciousness, their brain waves. They can accelerate their brain waves 1,000 times that of the normal speed of their brain waves. And yeah, so 1 minute in the real world feels like 16 minutes and 40 seconds to a person in the accelerated world. But it's just the consciousness that you accelerate. You don't accelerate your body, right? So what happens is the points that you gain in that game, you use that to accelerate in the real world, not in the world, the Brainburst world, right? So you use those points to accelerate, and now you can you manifest your preset avatar manifests in the real world. There's an avatar in Brainburst, right, that you get when you install the game, and there's your preset avatar in the real world. When you accelerate in the real world, your preset avatar appears, and you can move around using your avatar, and do whatever you want to do. Cheat on exams, because your consciousness is just moving faster than everybody, and you can use your avatar to move around to cheat on other people's tests, to like gain an advantage in sports, to gain an advantage in all kinds of different fields. Just you can imagine, because let's say they didn't have this avatar that could move around. Like, even if you accelerate your consciousness, their body wouldn't be able to keep up, because the body can't move. In that state, in the accelerated state, the body just stays there, and it's just the avatar in the accelerated world that's moving around, right? I hope that's clear, because I'm really taking my time on this. Yeah, so this is kind of an OP ability for burst linkers. And the thing is, there are only a few burst linkers. This is this application, Brainburst application, is a secret application that's known to only a small amount of people, in a specific demographic, demographic range, like in the population in Accel World. So yeah, it's only a few people, and the burst linkers definitely don't want to lose this ability to accelerate and gain an edge over everybody else in their real lives, right? They are just used to it now, right? The burst linkers who use their burst points every day, they're just used to that, used to this edge, used to cheating on exams, used to gaining advantage in sports or whatever. So they just have to keep fighting in the Brainburst world and gain more points so they can keep accelerating. If they don't fight, let's say they disconnect with the global network, they don't get challenged to a fight, they don't challenge anybody, they have to just choose to not accelerate, right? Because if they lose all of their points, right? By accelerating too much and not fighting to gain more points to accelerate, or by losing fights against other burst linkers, because when you lose fight, you lose points. Your points get transferred. Some of your points get transferred to the winner, right? If you lose all your points through any of those means, you lose the Brain Burst application. It gets forcefully uninstalled, and the person loses their memory of the Brain Burst application. Yeah, that's how secret it is. So, I mean, even if somebody talks about it, other people don't really listen to them. So, in the case of Arita Haruyuki, he is now a burst linker. He gets his avatar, which is interesting because their avatars are manifestations of their dark side, basically, not something that they are proud of when it comes to themselves. They can't mold it themselves. It just appears the way it is, and they can't change anything about the avatar. So Arita has his new avatar, and good thing for him, when he finds himself in this new world, he gets an ability that sets him apart from literally everybody. Now he's special. This is basically what he's been waiting for all his life, right? He's special. He has this ability that nobody else has had since the creation of Brainburst. And yeah, he feels proud. Of course, everything is not just sweet and like roses and honey and bees, whatever. He has his fair share of difficulties, self-doubts, and stuff like that. But he has the support of Kuroyuki Hime, you know, the girl who incited him to install the application. His savior, basically. Yeah, he has the support of that girl, who also has her own ambitions, has her own goals. And Arita is not like the other burst linkers. He doesn't really care much about acceleration, right? He's more proud of this special ability that he has that nobody else has ever had. He's the kind of person who would use the acceleration ability to more like get out of a dire situation, you know, of a bad situation, to be able to assess a dire situation faster and, you know, make the next best decision, but not necessarily to just gain an edge or cheat or whatever. He's not that kind of guy. Yeah, and so his main goal is to help Kuroyuki Hime, because she's basically a savior to him. She opened up a whole new world to him. And Kuroyuki Hime is not the only one who supports him, because the dude is a Giga Chad. He has a freaking harem. And this is where I explain the part of why it's borderline ecchi. So, as an MC, of course, Arita gets power boosts during his fights, right? Unlike other MCs, other shonen MCs in other animes, he doesn't use the power of friendship. Power of friendship doesn't freaking matter. The power of, I don't know, the power of training, that doesn't matter. Of course, he trains a bit sometimes. But like, when you need that sudden boost, the Giga Chad Arita Haruyuki uses the power of boner. I call it that way. Okay, it's not a thing, just to make that clear. I decided to call it that way. It's the power of boner, where he just imagines himself being embraced by the members of his harem. Made up of Kuroyuki Hime, his best friend's girlfriend, who is also his childhood friend and best friend. Right, so there's this girl who is his childhood friend and best friend, and who is the girlfriend of Arita's male best friend. That girl is part of his harem. Yeah, crazy. The dude's a Giga Chad. And it's fine, it's completely cool. Okay, it's not a problem for the guy best friend. Yeah, and then there are other people like if you haven't watched the anime or read the light novel, you won't know, but like I'm gonna name them: Skyraker, Scarlet Rain, Aqua Current. Like, okay, maybe not Aqua Current because yeah, okay, maybe not, but she could have been. There was potential there. Anyway, so it's borderline ecchi because of the power of boner, but also because of the sutsy baka moments that made me very uncomfortable the second time I watched it. The first time I didn't see shit. The second time I was like, wait a minute, is this ecchi or not? Is this ecchi? Like, they show things, but they're like, no, we are not actually showing, stuff that will make it ecchi. Because I haven't seen the ecchi tag on this anime on any website. So, but I decided to put the borderline ecchi tag to it. It's a new tag, borderline ecchi. Not actually ecchi, but maybe it's getting there. Like, yeah, some really sussy baka moments, nudity moments where it, yeah, just Arita is a gigacha. That's all you need to know for now. If you want to know more, watch the anime. So, yeah, we are getting to the end of this thing. I've explained a lot. Damn, this video is long. Anyway, the characters of Accel World are trash. Arita is a decent MC at best. Kuroyuki Hime is a decent secondary protagonist at best. The side characters are decent at best, below average. Okay, this is a part of the anime that, it's bad. The characters are bland. In the first half of Accel World, like, the villain is like this armor that's just going crazy, possessing people and wreaking havoc. Yeah, and yeah, it's okay, fine, whatever, typical villain. And then in the second half, you have a spicy villain. Kind of annoying, but at least the dude adds some spice to the thing, Dusk Taker. His name's Dusk Taker, another burst linker. And yeah, he adds spice to everything and makes Accel World a little more interesting. At least to me, I kind of like him. For the purpose of being a villain in Accel World, he's good. But as a villain in general in anime, he's trash. So yeah, overall the characters of Accel World are bad. But the story is kind of cool. The fighting is cool. And yeah, there's this technology that uses the same basis as the technology in SAO. So this is a very positive aspect for me, like this similarity with SEO, because I feel like I'm definitely going to read more about Accel World. I'm probably going to try to read the light novel at some point in my life, surely, or I'm just going to read every information on the wiki or whatever online, not necessarily in the light novel, but I want to know more. It's definitely a rabbit hole, depending on the amount of information that there is. But yeah, it's very not very, it's interesting, but not that great. So I'm gonna rate it a 6.5. All right, on my anime list, not my personal anime list, but the website, it's rated a 7.2, 7.3. I'm gonna rate it at 6.5. And yeah. That's it for the video. Thank you for having watched the entire thing. It was supposed to be a short video. It ended up being like 25 minutes long. Damn it. People are not gonna watch this. Okay, whatever, man. I do things raw. I'm not editing this shit. Right, yeah. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube. And follow me on Twitch. I play games sometimes. Tower Fantasy right now. Yeah. Damn, I need to stream tonight. Oh. Alright. See you next time. Don't team for 2D girls. Peace.